so if you've seen everybody talking about how you've got to design your emails in Figma, but you already like Canva, or you've tried Figma and you find it a little bit overwhelming, then this video is for you. This is how you design Figma style emails, but in Canva. And honestly, I've only ever seen one other person talk about this. Like, I discovered it a while ago and I was like, this is amazing because, I used it this way. My designer used it this way. And then when I saw this, I was like, this is great because this is going to simplify everything for us. All our stuff is in Canva. We like Canva. Let's keep using Canva. And basically what it is you end up using a whiteboard. Okay. And you can use a whiteboard to create whatever design you want. And essentially, that's how Figma does it. Figma is just kind of like a big, broad board, and you drag things around and plop it in, and you've just got your design there in the middle. And you can do exactly that in Canva as well. So all you need to do is click Create, and then you've got Whiteboard here. So Whiteboard, and then just click on Whiteboard, and then there you go. You're just presented with the normal whiteboard, and this is your design studio where you're going to be doing all the work. Now, the most important thing to get right when you start designing in a whiteboard is the dimensions. And generally speaking, an email should be 600 or 1200 pixels wide. Now, I'm not going to have to do that because I'm actually going to use templates, which I provide as well. And we're going to copy the elements over, and they're already formatted into 600 pixels wide. Well, actually, they're 1200 wide. But using the template, all these templates that I've got, I'm just going to copy an element over it and put it into the whiteboard and then design it, and everything should be nicely set up already. So here's a list of templates that I've got. There's 200 templates, and they're all in Canva here. And as you can see, they've got all these little elements that we can just copy over. So there's loads and loads of stuff here. So who am I designing for today? So TaylorMade. I do have a golf client, and I've seen TaylorMade's emails before, and they are shockingly bad. I mean, this is a 9-figure business. I mean, they must be at least 9-figure. They could be even in the billions. It's a huge, huge business, and their emails are just terrible. So let's give it a go. Let's try. Now, full disclosure, I am not a good designer, right? I'm just going to say that now. You may get to the end and go, well, that doesn't look that good. So basically, just take my design with a pinch of salt. Just say, all right, that's how you do it. Now I'm going to learn how to do it better. So thankfully, when I got a few clients on board, designing was the first thing that I hired out. And I've got an absolutely amazing designer now, and she does a fantastic job, with the client. So, I don't do any of the design. So just keep that in mind. I'm not a good designer. So let's just see how I can do. So we're going to just do a driver's email with TaylorMade. We're going to feature a few different drivers in here. And yeah, let's just go in here and grab some of these elements. So I did want to use them, but later on, I'll just grab this now. So basically, all you have to do when you use these templates that I provide, you can get that in the link below. And with the Canva whiteboard, all you have to do is just highlight one of the elements. So there you go. I'm going to highlight that. So it's highlighted all this. It has highlighted something else behind. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll just delete it. All right. So zoom out. All right. So let's just get rid of that stuff that kind of got caught in the copy paste bit. Okay, that's fine. I think I may just leave that there for reference for now, because again, that will be, I believe it's 1200 pixels wide. So I'll leave that there for reference because I'm going to use this and I'm going to duplicate it a couple of times. And then I wanted a hero image. So I saw this here, but for some reason my template is not fully doing what I would expect. So I'm just going to copy that there. I'm just going to copy this bit here, and then what we shall do, paste it there, plop that on top, and then we're just going to stretch it a bit. That's all. So here we go. Get down into here, and then it's all stretched to fit. There we go. Now it's fit, and then I'll just move it up a little bit. Oh yeah, because that's there. I'm actually going to get this as well, that one gray box, and I'm going to spread it up all the way, just so I know I've got my guideline. So that's really important there, the guideline. I mean, we'll probably change the color of it later. But there you go. I've got my guideline. So obviously that's not a good spot for that there first. So let's just copy this. Let me just make sure I got all the bits. Branding. I'm probably not going to copy that anyway. Right. Did I select the wrong thing? Yes, I did. So boom. Boom. Hold shift when you do this, or could be, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's shift everywhere. So I've got a Mac, but I'm pretty sure it's shift for everyone. So I'm just going to drag that down a little bit. Oh, I should have kept it because I need to copy. Shift, copy all these elements. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. So copy. And you know what? I'm actually going to just plop one there just so I can copy it later easily. Then I'll paste it again, drag it down. Oops. Yeah, that was fine. And then make sure it's all lined up. You know, probably a good email designer would make sure these spaces are exactly the same, but I'm not going to bother with that. So I'll just eyeball it. So that looks about right. And then I'll just drag this bit down even further. Yeah, that looks all right. That looks fine. Let's just zoom out, get the right spacing. Okay, so to get the spacing, you probably just need a square. Let's make it red because it's completely different. I mean, I don't know if this is what good designers do, but I've just thought of the idea now. So let's just go like this, this. That's kind of overlapping there. Let's zoom in. Yeah, okay, so that's snapped to it there, so that's fine. So now I'm just going to copy that and put it here. Where did it go? Here. Put that down here so then I can snap the rest. Oh, did I get it exact? Look at that. My eyeball's amazing. So I already got it exact. This one, I don't think so. Yeah, okay. So let's just move that up a little bit there. I mean, I don't even think, I don't know how important this is. I know good designers will probably say, yeah, it's mega important to get it exact. Uh, but there you go. Let's plot that there and then highlight these again. Probably just group these. Let's group it for now. There just be a group button. Well, I know there is a group. Oh, there it is. Group. So now that's grouped. Like I will ungroup it later, but now I can just like click it and then it selects everything. Did it do it? Yes, it did. So here we go. Snap it up. Boom. There we go. So now it's attached to that. But did I get it aligned right? Okay. I think so. Normally the lines go all the way. Okay. All right. So now I know the spacing is exactly the same. So I just delete these. Delete. Okay. All right, now let's have a look. Let's just go with a nice headline. So let's just say this is a launch email. QI35, that's the name of the driver. Drivers. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy for this. Out now. I'm not doing a copywriting email. It's not what this is about. This is just a design email. So that's fine. And then I probably want a button here as well. So let's just grab that. Put that up there. I didn't get the text as well, but that's okay. I'll just write it in. So there, and I'll leave that black for now. I just want to see what it's going to look like. All right, let's just grab the shop now. Put it in there. All right, so let's say shop the QI 3035 range. I'm going to capitalize these as well. Shop the. So always important to get a browse all, shop all button like high up there as well, because it just helps people want to click. If they're not interested in the specific products down below, then they've got a range to shop. So I cannot stress enough how important collection buttons and shop all buttons are. I've just seen that needs to be shifted over. There we go. That looks exact now. Okay, all good. Might have shifted this a little bit, but that looks fine. It's centered. All right. So anyway, you can see that I've got like, a free flowing design here. I could just do whatever I want. If I wanted to add more elements, all I do is just grab this here and just go down here and just stack some more elements in here. And that would be it, like you don't, a lot of times when you see people designing in Canva, they just stick with this and then they get to the end and it's like, oh, well, you're stuck. Like, what are you going to do? You just have to like move on to the next one. I mean, it's not too bad, I guess, but I really like this style because it's just free flowing. You can have bits on the side. You're like, oh yeah, I like that one. Let's put that in now, or save bits over here and there. So I just really like the way that this is because it is that free flowing thing. So let's get the logo. Don't know why it says logo there. All right, so let's just see what we can do. Can we just download this? Save image as, leave a logo. All right, got it here. Hopefully it's nice. Plop that in there. Let's just upload. Oh, there it is. So TaylorMade. That hasn't worked. Yeah, I think. Not sure why. Maybe because it's, again, I'm not a pro designer, but whatever. Let's just get rid of it. Boom, there we go. TaylorMade. Okay, TaylorMade. Center that. Bring that down a bit because it's small. 2i35 drive, it's out now. Okay, so now for this bit, I'm probably actually, I don't need an image block because I'm going to make an image. So let's just get that square again. Let's get the square and we'll probably just do a bit of a gradient in here. Okay, so let's turn this into a gradient. So color there, add new color. Gradient tab. All right, so what type of gradient we want? So probably an up and down one. Think, yeah, that's about right. So we've got gray at the top and then a little bit darker. Add another one, then let's go even darker. And then they don't have, you can't really like control it like that in Figma. So I know that Figma does that well. You can like drag a line down to make it stronger at some point. But all you do is you just keep adding more. So I'd probably then add another one that's slightly brighter there. And you can rearrange it. So like that. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. All right, so that's all right. Let's just see what that looks like once products are in. And let's just change the color of our button whilst we are here. Right, where did our button go? Oh dear, can't even see it with all this black. I think it's laid out. So position, layers. Yeah, there's our button. It is that one. Okay. All right, so there we go. Let's just make that white. Obviously change the wording to black now. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what this is going to look like. Again, I am no good designer. All right, so let's just go into here. Let's just grab a cool image. I do think this is a cool one. Save image as. And then let's get silver to contrast in there. Saving image as. I mean, they've got so many types. I don't know the differences. I mean, I'm not even a golfer myself, but, you know, these are all very different. Then some crazy looking one. All right, let's just get that. I'm not even sure if that's going to look good, to be honest. We'll see. It might not look good. All right, so I've got my images. Let's just drag them in one by one. All right, so then obviously remove background. Just click the background mover button, remove background, and then remove background. I think 3 might be too many because it's so bulbous at the top. Yeah, they're so, it's like a tiny thin at the bottom. I mean, if it's going off the page a bit, that's all right. I like that. That adds like a little bit of dynamic to it, like, you know, when it's going off, and that will work out fine. You know, I think I'll make this gold one bigger because then it can like go, no, that looks all right, stacked up like that. But then it's a bit too tall. Might just shrink this image a bit. All right, so I've got to move that back. I'll just do it like this. Boom. May as well crop this just so I know what it really looks like. All right, okay. It's not too bad. Again, it is probably too tall. So let's see what happens if I just put that down there. Go like that. Put that there. Okay. Right. That's okay. It's all right. Again, not the best designer. Right. I do want this, though. I need to move that above. Where is it? I thought it was. Right. So obviously I got that there above all the images. And then, yeah, so that is already there. So here we go. Font, Canva Sans. Let's see. Yeah, that looks all right. That one looks better. That looks better. Oh, yeah, the QA35 is a bit technical, isn't it? Yeah, it is like that weird techie style. So that looks all right. I'll just do that. Let's see what happens with the color. All right, that'll do for now. That'll do for now. Let's just work on this. So let's just grab the color we got there. So boom, match that up. Yeah, then that just goes like that. Yeah, guess it's all right. So the whole thing is now matched like that. Right. Yeah, oh yeah, because that background is different. Let's make that white. Okay, so to reverse the logo, yes, we got it selected there, edit, and then adjust. And then if you just like play around with these, first of all, let's go white. So blast up the whites, blast down the blacks. All right, so here it comes. It's coming through. Brightness, there we go. That's nearly there. Contrast, pretty good. Highlights, even more so. Shadows all the way down, probably. Vibrance, yeah. So it's not really changing now. So I think that's pretty much, let's try and get sharp. No, I did that, didn't I? Clarity. vignette. No, we're not going to do that. So anyway, there you go. You can turn a black logo into white just like that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'll just stick with that. Let's narrow that down a little bit. All right, there's something about this. This is not sitting well with me. I'll have to think about that. All right, so let's just grab some like the products from before. So now we can just plop them in as images. So where are my uploads? So let's start off with that gold one. Boom, and it goes. Silver one. Blue one, and it goes. That's easy. All right, so let's add in a the names of them. Let's go like this. Just grab heading. Boom, put that there. Delete, delete. Got too much copied. Grab that. Drag that right there. Okay, there we go. Teams a different edition driver. I'm gonna we get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, and then the other ones. So this one is the gold one. I mean, they're all pretty much the same, aren't they? Move that like that. Move that like that. Okay, that seems pretty good. And then the last one, which one was it? This silvery one. All right. I mean, obviously they got loads of them. I wouldn't want to put all of them in there, but maybe like the top, the most popular ones. All right, get rid of that brand name. Maybe we'll just put it there for all of them. We'll put the logo there. All right, square that up. That doesn't look right there, does it? That's off center. There we go. Okay. Maybe I want to move the button. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the button for this bit. Drag the button right there. Okay, so we probably want a little bit about the QI35 in here. So let's make some space actually. I think, right, so these bits are done here. I think these product blocks are fine. So I'm going to group these so we can then just select them. That is grouped already, apart from this, which I did later. Group. Okay, so the whole thing's grouped. All right, so let's just undo that and then select all of them at once. So shift, 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 and then move them down. All right, so let's just grab some text from the TaylorMade site. I think they're all going to have something similar. The QI35 is ideal for a wide array of golfing abilities. All right, pretty boring, but whatever. Let's just put it in there. Shrink that up. Put that there. Make it white. All right, so that is just a weird block. Let's bring it in more like that. And then do line by line. Delivers distance. Okay. All right, again, we're not doing a copyright email. This is just to get something in there. May space it a little bit more. So let's do line spacing. Stretch that out a bit. Okay. Let's not center. About there. Got the QI35 range. Alrighty, so what are we going to put down below? So definitely another button. So this one here. So let's just copy that, put that down here. Oops, didn't get all of it. Shift, copy, put that there. So definitely want to get another shop all there. Okay. I mean, ideally, it's good to have some lifestyle imagery in there. I mean, lifestyle is just always good to have. Um, the issue is, in the past, I've struggled because I do make tailor. Well, sorry, my designer makes tailor-made emails, but they don't do a lot of lifestyle. Clubhouse, what's that going to have? All right, so yeah, maybe we put this in. I don't know. This is Roy McElroy. I don't know if he uses the QI35. Imagine he does if he's sponsored by them. I don't know. That image is not there. So let's just take this away. Save image as. All right, so let's put that down below here. So I've got some lifestyle going on now. I mean, lifestyle imagery is just the best. It's always the best. You get people using the product, especially like professional people. I mean, that kind of looks like it. Obviously, you know, discerning. Oh, that's a plotter. Oh, flip. I thought that was a driver. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Um, let's just put a bit of text here. So what are we going to say? Let's copy this bit there, put that down here. And then we'll just say, oh, I've got a caps lock. If it's good enough for Rory, oh my Lord, Rory, it's good enough for you. Is that right? Apostrophe. It is. No, this is not right. No, it is. It is apostrophe. So contraction. Right. Then probably here, let's make this a little bit bigger. And probably even the whole. Leave it like that. Then let's get a button on here as well. I mean, I know this. He's not got a driver in his hand, but let's just pretend he does. And what we're going to do here. Again, grab yours today. Not a copywriting email. Grab yours today. Let's make it a bit smaller because it don't want to detract from the lifestyle. Grab yours today. Okay. I mean, it's not too bad. All right, so let's try add a little bit of background to this. All right, so let's just put these lines in. Let's see. Rotate them as well. So flip that horizontal, get it going the other way. Drag this down. Going back the other way. Drag that down. So that one is not going behind. Why not? Did I get it? Okay. Oh, there's even more. Yeah, this is probably one of the drawbacks of Canva. Yeah, I'm going to have to do more. No, that's, well, to be honest, I'll just grab that and I'll crop it. I guess just above. Let's see. So probably I've got the right idea, but it's probably not executed that well by putting something behind. But sometimes just black emails, you know, it can get a bit boring. All right, there we go. Again, this email probably be torn apart by a decent designer, but this is not too bad. I mean, if I received it, it's going to get clicks. You know, the email is going to get clicks. Right, so I'm not going to bother with the footer. You know, that's just something you have to design on your own for every single email. But yeah, so featured products. I mean, I may want to put a couple more in there because there are so many drivers. And then obviously the copywriting would be better. And I may just have a little bit about each one on here, like in terms of copywriting, like why it's good, why it's different or something. But again, this is not a copywriting email. I'm just showing you what you can do with the elements and the whiteboard. Just copy and paste the elements over, just put them over, adjust them, add a few little bits. So now we're going to go into Figma. So there's one thing that Canva doesn't do, and you can't slice up the email like you can in Figma. Like you can download this whole thing here. You can just click all of that and then you right click it and you do download selection. But because we have all these elements that are overlapping, you can't just say, oh, let me just download this bit and then upload it to Canva, because then things get all jiggity jaggedy and it's just impossible. You need to like slice it up cleanly. So I am going to just download this whole thing like that. Download selection, we'll say PNG. And I'm going to move over to Figma, and then I'll show you the slicing tool. Super easy. And you don't have to pay for Figma for this. You can get it for free, you know, so you just have a Figma account, and then you can slice up an email, no problem, for free. All right, so here I am in a project for Figma. I'm going to just grab my design, plop that in there. So it all comes out with white behind it. I'm not sure why, because when I download the element, oh yeah, it's because of these. That's why. So let's just, when you slice it up, it doesn't matter. You just go right on the side and it's just fine. All right, so the slice tool is down here. You just click on this arrow there and then click slice. So I've got that selected. So now basically you've got to just think about the buttons, right? And where are people going to click? So you just slice it and then you go up to and past the button and then do it again for the next section that has a different link. So if it's got the same link, it's okay. I mean, you might not want to make it too big, like a big, huge image, because the bigger the image, the longer it takes to load in an email. But obviously you're going to have different links in your email. So that's what you can do. You can just slice it to the next link. So here we go. Let's just grab this here. Go like this. And let's just go down to that bit there. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so I got my one slice there. Let's just get another slice. So the good thing is it really snaps well, does this. So you just click around the line and then you can just go for it. So down to there would be a next one. Okay, grab my slice again, click it right on that line, and then it snaps down to here about. Snap it. Oh, I keep snapping. There. Okay, and then not last one, there might be another one. Get this one here. All right, so that's the next button there. So I want to leave that there. And then probably, yeah, so, no, that's the whole range. Yeah, that, to be honest, they'll probably be the same link. So that's fine. It'll be shop all, both of them. Shop all of the QI35. Okay, there you go. So I got all my slices here. To download the slices, you just grab them over here. So you can see here that highlights there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slices. So that's what I'm going to get. So click there and then shift, highlight them all, and then export 5 layers. So that comes as a zip file, obviously. Let's unzip that. Yeah, I got my 5 layers. Did I get the logo in there? Yes, I did. Okay. And then uploading them in Canva is real easy. All right, so sorry, not Canva, into Klaviyo. So let's just create campaign. It's not omnichannel, single email, random list, whatever. Next, let's just do create, because then it's a blank one. I'll just delete that. All right, so when you upload the images, it's pretty easy. You just drop them in. All you need to do is grab the image block from there, drop it in. You could do it a few times if you want. You could duplicate them if you want. I mean, I know I got 5, so let's just go boom and then boom. So now I got 5 there, and I'm just going to drop in the files one by one. So here's our number 1. Plop that there. Number 2 was the golden one. Put that there. Number 3 was the silver. Boom. So I did notice this before, that I didn't slice it properly. Something went wrong there. So obviously I'd go back and reslice it. But something went wrong, but I'm not going to do it now. It just takes too long for the video. So let's just plop that in there. And then finally plop that in there. And that's it. That's how you do it. That's how you drop it in after slicing it all up in Figma. And then of course you just go ahead and put in a bit of alt text. So QI 35 drivers out now, and then I put a link in there. So in this case, it would probably be this one, and then you just grab that, put that link in there, and then the next one here is this this golden one. What is it? The designer series. So you just grab that there, grab that link, and then put in the link address. Might as well get this, put that in there, alt text, and then boom, and then you just do that for the rest of them, each individual link. And then of course, remember, you've got your footer, so you got to design your footer properly, and then your socials and all that. But of course, that's for every single email you're going to send. All right, so that's it, right? Maybe not the best email. I'm not the best designer in the world. As I've said, I'm probably not even average, you know. But I just wanted to show you that you can do the Figma style design in Canva on a Canva whiteboard. You know, you got your free board there. You can move it around, have elements here and there, drag them all in, use the templates to copy them across. But yeah, it doesn't take too long. That didn't take me that long. If I was a better designer, or if you're designing regularly, obviously you could do it a lot quicker. Then you get your templates, and you know what you like, you know what your elements you're looking for, you know what type of email, what elements it needs, and you could just get quicker at it. As I said, I do not design nowadays. I haven't done it for many, many months. I'm quite rusty, even rustier than I used to be. So if you want a course, a mini course on campaigns, how to send 3 to 4 campaigns a week, how to set up your calendar, how to plan it, how to plan ahead with what type of emails you're going to send. Again, how to design in Canva. There's another one on this. The email I did in that was actually a little bit better than this one. So there's a course on that as well. And then all the templates, all 200 templates. If you want that, grab this mini course and you see how to get them. I'll see you in the next one.